Excellent. Welcome to the show, guys. Alan Lee will not be here today. Instead, we have the Nightwing to my Batman. Or is that the slogan I always give you?
You give me a new slogan every time.
Or is it the Superboy to my Superman?
Let's go with Nightwing.
Pacheco.
Let's go with Nightwing. But yeah, thanks for having me, Keith. It's always a pleasure to be on Reza Riffs. It's always a pleasure to see your beautiful face and talk to your awesome guests.
It's hard to see my beautiful face right now because my fucking camera is not working.
Oh yeah, and just to let the viewers at home know, there was a technical glitch, technical difficulties that we got through it. We just powered right through them, and don't worry about it because this was a great interview, super awesome time, and we got a lot of ground covered. Like, oh wow, that just flew by.
We got a lot of ground covered, and I still have 10 questions I didn't ask.
I still had one question I didn't ask, and I was just all like, "You're like, hey, well, where can the people find you at home?" And I'm just all like, "Hey, Keith, let me ask you one more question."
I felt like it was, he was like one of the. I remember one time I interviewed Orlando Jones.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you'll have me for 45 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. So we start the timer at 44. I was like, I have one more question. He's like, well, I only have 20 seconds to answer it. I was like, all right, well, we'll bring you back.
He didn't come back.
He didn't come back.
Oh my God. But even if Jimmy, well, I mean, Jimmy didn't say he was going to come back or not come back, but regardless, this was a great episode. I died laughing. It was so funny. I can't. No,
I really needed that because I had like a terrible day. I was on my way to my day job at 2:00 in the morning, and a guy hit and ran me. Like he hit and run. And my insurance, I got off the phone with my insurance, and they said they're not going to pay for it because I didn't have motorist damage on my plan or whatever. I don't know. And it just fucking sucks because it's my brand new car, and it's just like, fuck.
Dude. I would have never, I mean, other than you telling me before the podcast, just based on how the podcast went, I would have never guessed that in a billion years because that's professionalism, baby.
Yeah, that's because I'm a professional. And I'm not trying to say this to make the folks at home feel bad for me, but this would be a good time to book me on Cameo.
Book Keith on Cameo. Book Keith at all of your comedy clubs as feature headliner. Book Keith, okay? Because
don't book me at clubs right now. I don't know if I could get there yet. But
oh my goodness. Okay, book Keith.
Unless you want to book me and I could bring Victor and Victor can drive me.
Right.
Let's do it.
Book Keith to headline and me to feature. And we'll kill two birds with one stone because we'll put on one heck of a show, and I'll get to hang out with one of my great friends, Keith Reza. So
have you ever killed a bird with one stone?
I've never killed any birds in my life. I actually love birds. Actually, not Thanksgiving notwithstanding, but I never actually killed that turkey. So,
but I was thinking, like, how do you do that? Like, you have a stone and you see two birds, and you're like, okay, my goal is to kill two birds with one stone.
Okay.
So then you throw it, right? And you're like, I hope I get two, but if I get one, that's pretty cool. But if I get two, I fucking did it.
But Keith, haven't you ever seen like a flock of birds and like they're all flying in unison, or they're all on the ground in unison? I'm pretty sure if you throw a rock, I mean, there's a possibility you can kill 4 birds with one stone, depending on how big the stone is, how hard you throw it, and the positioning of where the birds are and how great your accuracy is. So depending on all those variables, I'm just kidding.
So the saying should be kill 5 birds with one rock.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like Wile E. Coyote status, just go on top of a cliff and just push the boulder down and then kill the roadrunner and his family. I think is what needs to happen. But all jokes aside and everything, it was so funny, Keith, because I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling too good this morning. And then I'm just like thinking, Keith's like, I was in a car accident this morning. You're doing this podcast, baby. You're not.
Well, here's the thing about me.
Yeah.
I've been doing stand-up for 17 years. These are long opening remarks. We apologize, folks. I've been doing stand-up for 17 years. I've only canceled due to being sick or, an emotional trauma or whatever. I've only canceled once. And I'm talking like the day of. I'm sure there's been places where I've canceled a couple days before, but the day of I've only canceled once. And I remember I let that producer down because,
were you headlining or were you just doing a spot?
I was just doing a spot, but I still let that show down. And it's one of those things where like I'm not going to let myself down over a fight. Like when my grandfather died, I still did stand up the next day.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and I know, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to make these opening remarks even longer, but since we're on the topic, I mean, like when Norm passed away, like I was a big proponent of like, Keith, you need to go back out there, bro. Like even like no matter what, man, because like you're my brother. Norm was your brother, so that's what he would have wanted, man. And so that's why I told you from the heart, man, everything I've told you from the heart. And that's why we're good friends, bro, because I don't mince words and you sure as fuck don't mince words. So it's just like, I'm,
You know how I knew today was going to start off? I mean, it ended up as a good day, but how I knew it was going to start as a bad day?
How?
Because the Knicks fucking lost in overtime.
God, I saw you posted that, and I'm like, I don't know shit about basketball. I'm not liking this. I don't know what the reference is other than them losing by a lot. And then they were scoreless. I don't know anything about sports, but I know if you have 0 points, you're not doing good.
Yeah, it was like 22-0.
No, 25-0. 20. It was something ridiculous. I'm like,
I was like, these guys fucking suck. And then they overtime it and they lost at the last second. It's like they deserve to win just from coming back. You know what I
mean? Oh my God. Of course.
Dude,
yeah. That extra effort.
I was tweeting that game and I was thinking, dude, this is not good for my anxiety. It's either making it worse or making it way worse.
Okay, so yeah, definitely not helpful. You see, this is why I stopped watching sports, because when I moved to Oakland, I tried to be an Oakland Raiders fan. And it was cool for the first 3 quarters of the game. Then the fourth quarter would come up, the Raiders would be winning, and then they would just lose, and not just by a little bit, they'd lose by a lot. And I'm all like, why am I getting all this anxiety for a team I'm not even gambling money on? Like, so it's just like, I don't understand this. But I do want to say though, like, this was my first time talking to Jimmy. Jimmy's a gentleman. Jimmy, he is a textbook definition of no filter, does not care. He gave so much solid advice today.
I was about to diagnose him with Asperger's.
Thank God you didn't. Thank God you didn't. Thank God you didn't. Thank God you didn't, because then this would have definitely been the last time he's on the show. And last time that
enjoy Jimmy Shubert, guys.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Recording right now, and I'm admitting him right now. There we go.
I really hope my phone doesn't die.
Well, I hope so too, Keith. I hope so too.
All right. Is Jimmy Shubert in?
Yeah, he is. I think he's just loading up with, sometimes it takes a second to boot. And and to start. Oh, there we go.
There we
There he
go.
is. Hey, Jimmy.
Peace. What's up?
Hey, Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for doing the podcast. I'm having a computer's issue, so I'm on my cellular phone.
I know, bro. Welcome to technology. It's supposed to make our lives easier. What the fuck are we doing to ourselves?
Jimmy, this is a Victor Pacheco. He's the trusty sidekick.
Victor Pacheco. Sounds like a movie villain. My arch nemesis, Victor Pacheco, will come and drop off the nuclear codes.
People think I'm Russian because they think it's Pacheco with an N. It's Pacheco. It's Portuguese, but still,
either way, Russian, Portuguese, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know, still a bad guy. Portuguese were the ones that started the slave trade. Yeah, we're assholes. I know.
Actually, you know what's so funny? I went to Macau, China, which is where they're gambling. It's like they're Las Vegas of China.
Yeah,
fucking amazing. But that was like a Portuguese settlement. It's right across from Hong Kong. You got to take a shuttle to get there, but that's a Portuguese settlement. Anyway, I think they got it back.
Jimmy, I wanted to ask you, when you go do stand up overseas and stuff, do you ever run into Tom Rhodes?
No, but Tom Rhodes is a friend of mine. I mean, Tom was a guy. I know Tom a long time. He's a great comedian, real funny guy, great guy. And Tom was like one of these international guys who traveled everywhere. I mean, his passport was like this thick. I mean, he was a known world traveler. And so, I started talking to him about, just entertaining like overseas. And, I went to China 3 times, which is a run was to go to Beijing, Shanghai, down to Hong Kong, Singapore, Macau, and do like a 3-week run over there. And so, which is amazing. I mean, and then I've done a lot of armed forces entertainment tours around the world. You get to see different stuff. I've done a festival in Ireland. I've been all through Germany. And so, I've been to Hawaii to do stand up. It's great. So, I mean, I love shit. I went to Afghanistan for fuck's sake, in the Middle East, for God's sakes, doing shows for the military over there during the wars. You'd fly over and do some of that Bob Hope shit.
Yeah, that's balls.
Bob Hope shit.
Balls.
But that's the cool thing. I was telling somebody today, you go to Afghanistan, you're flying on a big double Chinook A-47 fucking helicopter with the big, with an Apache escort, and you drop in to some of these forward operating bases like Methur Lam or Jalalabad, and you jump off, and the chopper goes, and the guy goes, "What are you doing here?" I go, "We're the comedians." You go, "Well, what are you doing here?" Like, we must suck so bad they sent it to Afghanistan. And he goes, "You should have been here this time yesterday. They were shelling us." I go, "That must suck." They go, "Not really. They're not very good shots. Come on." And you get a fucking Apache fucking circling over. I mean, fucking balls out to the wall, fucking hardcore, fucking dropping into a war zone to tell some dick jokes. You know what I mean? I mean, bro, that's living. That's adventure travel. I just I always I just love entertaining the armed forces. Those guys, have an incredibly tough job to do. I think, that they fucking, I mean, you're in like, these, it's just a great thing to do, for people to do some great stuff for the country. So
I have a question about overseas. Is it true that some of the military, they get offended when because we're civilians to them, we're non-combative? Do they get offended when we say thank you for your service?
Why would they get offended? I mean, if you say it sincerely and you fucking mean it, I don't think anybody would get offended.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I've heard of stories of people saying it sincerely and then getting berated about how it's, their civic or their duty. And so I was wondering if you caught any flack with that.
No, because I've been there, and it's hey, listen, man, I appreciate what you do. Thank you for your service. I mean, that's all. I'm not kissing anybody's fucking ass. And if somebody was berating me, I go, you know what? Then go fuck yourself. How about that? How about you go fuck yourself? How about I take back? How about you can go fuck yourself? I was just saying, I mean, I like to let those people, put themselves in harm's way, and then you get all these scumbag fucking politicians who play politics with their armaments, their munitions, their vests, their vehicles. So I fucking hate politicians. I mean, and these kids got a very tough job to do, and so I just did the least I could do as an American citizen if I'm able to tell some fucking jokes and provide some levity in a very awkward, tough situation. And that's the least I could fucking do. So that's how I feel about it, and I appreciate what they do. So. But we
Now,
also
Jimmy, I wanted to ask you because before you started doing stand up, you did magic. And I wanted to ask, like, how did you translate from magic to comedy? And then
I still do it.
I
I still do magic. I'm a magician member of the Magic Castle, so I still do magic. I mean,
are you really?
Yeah. It's like I'm not a pro, but I'm a top seeded amateur. You know what I mean? I'm every bit as good. I just I make a great living doing stand up. So I'll do close up magic. You can catch me after a show. Chances are I probably do like 20 minutes of a close up magic show. It'll blow you the fuck away. So I get but I started out that way, and I just kind of always it keeps me sane on the road if I'm able to work on a card trick or practice a card trick or do something to occupy my mind for the 8 hours a day I got to fucking sit in a hotel room. So yeah, it's like my dirty little secret. I like to practice card tricks, and I like to practice some sleights and presentation. I think that magicians practice all the time. The difference between magicians and comedians is magicians practice all the time. They really kind of, they work on their presentation. Comedians, not so much. Comedians are more like I think there's like, I like that these people work on the presentation. So when they go to make the presentation, it seems as smooth as possible. I think, I bring that into stand-up comedy. I bring that same practice into stand-up. I rehearse and practice my act and work on my act and write on my act. And so when I get in front of the audience, it seems to be a little seamless, but that's just something I drag from magic into stand-up. It's really not, they're both kind of allied arts. Magic is the older of the two art forms. You could say, stand-up comedy is the second oldest art form, I guess. It was always the court jesters.
I wanted to ask you though, like how is the element of surprise? Because with magic, because with comedy, the element of surprise makes the perfect joke. And I was thinking with magic, that would probably be the best magic trick too.
Yeah, well, if you let the people discover the lie on its own, then your magic becomes impenetrable. I think Teller said that. And so when you let it's just I just like, because it fucks with people's heads, but it's also the oldest art form in the world. It's diabolical in its presentation, and I just like the elements of the presentation. It's all about presentation. Everything has an effect and equal reaction. It's very much like stand-up.
Holy shit. I finally got on.
I'm getting some feedback. Keith's having a rough time over there.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties with Keith because he's trying to switch over to the other account, but everything was fine.
He should have just shut off his phone. That was what was causing feedback. He freaked out and just jumped out of the meeting. Here he comes. Now he's back on his left.
Oh my God! This one has no photo of him. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you just fine.
Okay. My phone died, but I don't know how to turn on the video. But I'm still here.
Click on the bottom. It should be in the bottom. It says unmute and use video. It's down in your lower left-hand corner.
Yeah, it's not working. This is ridiculous.
Oh no! And then now,
what technology?
Dude, what the fuck, Keith? Keith! Thank God I'm recording this. By the way, Jimmy, your time is not being wasted at all. This is being recorded right now, so don't worry. We
can hear Keith. We can hear Keith. See him. I actually like the fact that we can't see him.
Yeah, that's what people do when they do my podcast. They're like, hey, as long as I could hear you but not see you, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jimmy,
telephone.
Excuse me for 1 second. 1 second.
No problem.
No worries.
Hello? Who's this? What's up? Great. I'm doing a podcast right now. Let me hit you back. Yeah, what's up, man?
Oh, nothing. And then, so another question I had for you is because when we did the Grand Comedy Club this weekend, which you were very nice for letting me open for you. So thank you. But
Oh, you're welcome, man.
we were talking about mentors and stuff, and I was telling you how close I was with Norm and Saget, and you were telling me how close you were with Sam Kinison, and like I felt like in a way we kind of bonded because we both lost someone we loved. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I've been friends with a lot of comedians, and like, it's just, it's so. I'm very blessed. I'm able to do this for a long time. The job itself is really difficult. I mean, you need somebody to just give you some good advice, help you navigate the waters, because it really takes. It's only the toughest thing you'll do is try to make a living in fucking show business. I mean, not for any other reason that, you could be the funniest guy, the most talented guy, but it doesn't mean you're always going to become the more popular guy, And a lot of comedians I know that aren't really famous are fucking great comedians. And some of the famous comedians are not really great stand-ups. They do it to, supplement their income. It's not like their heart's in it, but I mean, I love stand-up. I love the art form of, I'm kind of a purist. So yeah, I mean, Norm Kinison was great. You were obviously with Norm and Bob Saget, two national treasures. Yeah. I mean, I've known Bob for 25 years. I mean, I was from Philly. Bob was also from Philly, and he was a regular at the Comedy Store. We did a documentary called Life of a Stand-Up Comedian many, many, many years ago when Louis Anderson was in it. Louis Anderson passed away this year. I've lost a lot of mentors. My buddy Carl LeBeau died of colon cancer. Carl was a great friend with Sam Kinison back in the day, but he also was like one of my mentors. Also, Mitch Walters, and so it's been a tough couple of years. I mean, I've lost a lot of friends, a lot of people I care about in the industry. So I'm just trying to enjoy my life, man. Life is a short little trip on this fucking blue marble. I'm very fortunate to have been able to make my living doing this for 30 years and still love to do it. And I mean, we were down in Escondido today. We had great fucking shows down there. Those crowds were amazing.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, like, because now it seems like you're at the point where, when you started, you had mentors, but now it seems like you're actually mentoring people. Like,
well, you got to, you got to reach back and help. You got to help people. It's the only way the art form lives on. I mean, there's guys like me that will reach back, and I'll send emails for people. That guy was just calling me, this kid Jake. I just got him a guest set up in Las Vegas at a comedy club. I made a phone call on his behalf. So you got to help people where you can. I mean, obviously, if you suck, I'm not putting my fucking reputation on the line. If you're not a good fucking comic, I'm not putting also kind of reserved for people I know that are friends of mine that I know can do the job. I mean, yeah. I'm not fucking Johnny Appleseed of fucking comedy. I'm not going to paint that picture, but I do like to help people that are fucking certainly working and making an effort to get better at the craft of stand-up and honor the craft of stand-up. That is an absolute yes. But at the same time, it's, even guys like, it's so weird. It's like more guys are podcasting than worried about fucking stand-up comedy. I mean, some people do that shit well, but I mean, you're talking about people who fucking tour like probably 5 to 35 weeks a year. It means they're always going back and forth to the airport on airplanes, doing fucking podcasts on top of it, doing their stand-up shows on top of it, fucking doing, whatever, acting roles on the side, doing this. I mean, it's incredibly fucking, difficult profession because you got to do all that shit on your own until you get representation. And then even then, reputation, like everything, I need an agent, I need a man. Sometimes agents and managers don't do fucking shit. I mean, this business, like every other business, is built on relationships, and you build relationships with bookers and club owners. And over the years, these people become my friends, and are just fans and are willing to use me. And it's like anything else, just present a fucking superior product. I've heard Bill Burr say it, but also a lot of people say it is be undeniable. Be so fucking good. Be the best version of your comedic self that you can be. Work on your act, work on your delivery, work on your presentation, work on your fucking social media. And don't try to put the social media before the horse. I mean, write the fucking show and have a great show and then go fucking crazy with social media. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for a while, so I have hours and hours and hours of material. So I'm able to throw up a clip every couple of days. You know what I mean?
Do you think that social media has killed comedy in a form? Because I feel it has.
Well, no. Well, listen, here's the thing. That's all fucking make believe. You want to live on social media, God bless you. You're a fucking idiot. It's not real. These people would never. I mean, it's not fucking real. You're a fucking, like, I'm an Instagram model. Well, I use the model fucking loosely. All right. You're somebody who thinks you're a model. Like, I mean, women, I mean, go make another TikTok video in a bikini, you dumb fuck. I mean, I really, how does this make you significant? Is this how you're contributing to the world? You're going to show, you show your ass off all. I mean, it's fucking, I mean, the algorithms, it's all fucking stupid. I mean, never before in the history of the world have so many unlived lives been so well documented.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, what's next? What do you want to fuck? You want to swallow a camera and take a ride through my lower GI, and whoever gets the correct amount of polyps on my lower intestine gets 4 free tickets to my next show at the Improv. I mean, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? I mean, it's fucking insane. It's the people. It's like we've gone from fucking self-expression and speaking your truth to full-blown fucking narcissism. I didn't recognize you without a fucking selfie stick in your hand. They call it a selfie stick because narcissistic was harder to say. And what are you going to just take pictures of yourself all day? That's great. You ever see somebody's Instagram? It's just pictures of themselves. I mean, I use it for business. I promote my brand. I promote my product. I promote my shows, my upcoming films, movies, TV, whatever I'm fucking doing. I promote it. It's all fucking business. You'll never hear me say anything fucking political on there or any of that shit. I don't fucking care. I don't watch the news. I don't pretend. You want to fucking pretend? Pretend. Okay. Yeah. You want to tell me fucking 4 + 4 is 12? Fucking, that's right. You're right. You're 100% right. 4 + 4 is 12. You want to be called by they, them, who, we, me, I, you, whatever the fuck you want to do. You're a can of paint if you want to be. Okay. You're a fucking cat. All right. I don't talk to fucking schizophrenics, imaginary friends for the same fucking reason. I don't care anymore. You go live in your world, create it, whatever. You're great. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm going to go live my life and enjoy the fuck out of it. But I don't care anymore. I mean, we're living in, it's insane. People have become insane. We're sitting back and we're watching this fucking insanity. The president of the United States is he's like mentally compromised. He's shaking hands with invisible people. He's fucking bumping into walls. He's eating ice cream. Everything's fine. And people just watch and go, what are you, a fucking retard? I mean, I hate to see that's what happens. That's what happens when you eradicate the word retard from the fucking vocabulary. People actually become retarded. When you're not allowed to say retarded, people actually become retarded. Okay. It's so fucking dumb. It is the dumbest. We're living in the fucking matrix, and never before is it more fucking obvious. I mean, I love how like the government admitted that there's fucking extraterrestrials and there's UFOs visiting us, and that's not even the biggest fucking story. Like it's like that's not even like nobody fucking like nobody's aliens. Okay, aliens. I'm what aliens exist? Tell me where? I mean, like. This fucking COVID-19, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I like my COVID like I like my women, 19, easy to spread.
I was going to say, I don't remember COVID-18 being that bad.
Well, it's just you listen, if you watch the news and you consume that, recently I started doing I do hot yoga, I do a fucking hour and a half guided meditation. I fucking been working out with a trainer. I'm fucking eating healthy and clean. I'm not watching TV. And I realized the diet, it's not just what you eat, it's what you consume in your eye hole. It's what you consume in your ear hole. It's the people you associate with. It's the books you read. Your diet's everything. I'm on a very strict diet. Okay. Yeah. Zero room for bullshit in the fucking ears. If it ain't true, I don't want to hear it. If you didn't fucking see it with your 2 eyes, don't fucking tell me about it. It's, it's like everything. You got to do everything now. You got to check out at the grocery store. You got to check your own fucking bags in. You got to do your own news reporting. Is that true? I don't know. I read it on Facebook. Well, then it definitely ain't fucking true. And then you got to jump down a fucking rabbit hole and Google and find out if fucking stories are true anymore. Nobody does fucking anything. This fucking news, it's fucking shit. I mean, it's like it's opinion-based drivel. First of all, I wouldn't hang out with any of these people and have a fucking beer with them, nor do I give a fuck what they think about the geopolitical climate in fucking Greece. I don't give a fuck. You these people, it's the patriarchy, and women don't have any women don't have any rights. Women have fucking toppled every empire since the beginning of time. What are you talking about? Countries have gone to war over the fucking vagina. What are you fucking saying? Women. I mean, they're like a fucking walking contradiction in fucking heels. I don't want anything to do with fucking anybody anymore. I'm minding my own business. Okay. Yeah, fucking you're a fucking you do whatever you want. You're mentally ill, and you go deep down that fucking mentally ill hole. I'm gonna be over here taking care of my life and my business. Fucking unbelievable, bro. It's fucking insane. It's insanity. People are out there counting calories. No one's counting chemicals in their food. Our food's banned in 30 fucking countries. You think that would be a big fucking deal? You think that would be a big deal? There's so many chemicals in the food. Other countries won't let you sell that. They have to make other versions for other countries. It's insanity. There's fucking poison and forever chemicals in water. I mean, they're just murdering us. If not with the vaccine, with everything fucking else. The food, they're eugenists. They want to murder off a third of the world's population because they think it'll save the environment.
If I had a clapping thing, I would totally hit it for you. That was awesome.
Jesus Christ!
Well, no, it's just like,
mind blowing.
I mean, if you're watching the news, you're ill informed. If you're reading your news, you still may be informed because it's all from a fucking slant. At some point they don't trust us to know the fucking facts anymore. They have to fucking skewer it one way. They have to word it. It's all written at a 4th grade level from a teleprompter so the masses can wrap their fucking tiny little minds around it. You are a useless food eater. You think these politicians give a fuck about you? You're retarded. These people can give a fuck about you or your family or anything else. It's clearly fucking obvious. All they care about is getting reelected and fucking the middle class over in this country. We're going to fuck you out of more of your money that you earn. We're going to fuck you out more taxes. We're going to fuck you. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. You are a useless fucking food eater. That's how they refer to you. And if you think one side's better than the other, you're doubly retarded. Not just saying, but you're just, what are you? I mean, are you not paying attention? Are you not fucking aware of anything that's going on around you? I mean, I get it. People have been conditioned. They're almost brainwashed.
Yeah.
They're almost brainwashed. They're like, yeah, no, the president said it, so it must be true. Tell me, TV, who should I be mad at today, TV? I can't do any of my own critical thinking, TV. Tell me, why do you think they call it programming?
Right.
Because you're sitting there getting fucking programmed on your fucking couch while you eat Haagen-Dazs, drink Coca-Cola, and wash it down with, pizza and fucking work on your type 2 diabetes. It's just fucking, it's insanity. It's insanity. I mean, in a country where they have cures for diseases, but people that are sick can't afford them, that's not really a society. That's a mental institution. We live in a fucking mental institution. And it's clearly obvious. If you look at the homeless crisis on the West Coast, I mean, drug addicts, mental illness, these people are living on the street in the world's richest country in the world. This is how we fucking treat fucking, people with disease or fucking people that have an illness. It's fucking insane. It's insane. The last 2 years, you've witnessed the largest transfer of American wealth in the history of the world. The fucking big pharma was making $222 million a day vaccinating people. And that's a whole nother fucking can of worms. Don't even get me started.
Jimmy, everyone and their mother has a podcast right now, and I know you used to have the Jimmy.
That's why I don't have one. What do you want me to? Do you want me to add to the cacophony of internet banality? You think my take on shit's going to be better or different or better than this one? I don't look. First off, it's a lot of fucking work. All right, I want to go play golf. I want to enjoy what little time I have left on this little fucking blue marble. I want to be with people I care about. I'm trying to live a fucking stress, drama-free life. I could literally give a fuck what anybody thinks. I work on being a great comedian, and when they're lucky enough, and I'm lucky enough and they let me act, I try to be a great fucking actor. I work on my skill sets. I still practice my magic. I write, I create, and that's what I'm happy doing. And those are the games I play. I learned the rules of those games, and I'm going to play them, and I love them. I'm going to let it fucking kill me. That's what Charles Bukowski says. Find what you love and then fucking pursue it till it kills you. That's what I'm working on. And I'm going to spend time with my I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be what's fame. Fame is overrated. Fame is I know famous people. They can't go anywhere. They can't fucking do anything. It's a fucking process to
Yeah.
fucking just go out to fucking eat. You have the and it's fun because you can get great tables and yada yada yada. But you know what? I mean, it's really a pain in the ass. I'd rather just be a working professional comedian and a working professional actor and just be somebody who goes about his make a living because I just like doing it. I like the
Yeah.
process of creating and writing jokes and performing jokes in front of a great audience that appreciates it. I like also acting and getting an opportunity to do that, and being creative that way.
Well, like I know David Spade a little bit, and like whenever I hang out with him, he can't go anywhere without people bugging him for an autograph or a picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine because I guess that's the fucking deal you make. But I mean, it's funny. I have this rule. I have this rule. Like I treat famous people like they're not famous, and I treat
Yeah.
people who aren't famous like they are famous. That's just my rule in life. Because I got to tell you, I've had moments
Wow.
with fucking Richard Pryor. I used to hang out with Sam Kinison. I've worked with Robin Williams, and so I just fucking treat them like they're regular fucking people, and I think they appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
You
I
know?
think if you're a comic, you get that sense too. Because I don't treat I'm like that too. Like I'm not starstruck with other comics. I just work with them.
Yeah, yeah. Look, you're doing this. It's you're in the trenches together. You're all trying to accomplish the same goal, and the job's already tough enough. There's no need to be a fucking dick to people on the way up. I mean, unless they're like going out of their way to be a fucking asshole, then I mean, I just don't like. I try to encourage kind words for everybody. I go do my thing. I work on my craft, and just I try to help the people I can help. If not, no big deal. I just go about my business. I really don't. I don't have any.
Well,
I want to enjoy my life. I want to be able to go out to eat, not have somebody come up and ask me, scream in your face. I used to be when I toured with Sam Kinison, people would come up and scream in his face while he was eating fucking dinner. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. You mind? I'm fucking
Oh
eating,
my
bro.
God.
People are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And that was in the
Well,
80s and the 90s.
Yeah, well, late '80s, early '90s for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a, but it's so weird, man. The last 2 years have really changed everything. I mean, nobody's living in Los Angeles more. People are ditching out of New York and LA, going to places that are a little kind of more open or kind of more spread out. Right?
Yeah.
It's changed. And one side of it's good. I mean, I've had more auditions in my spare bedroom here in Florida in the last 4 months than I've had in LA in the last 4 years. So the fact that everybody's able to kind of disperse, they allow people to audition from all over now. So
Is it easier for you to audition like in your home in the camera, or do you like going to the place to?
no, I either way. I mean, I used to book a lot when I used to do it in person, but I can still book just from from my I was up for a reoccurring in a series not too recently, so yeah, I can still book from the camera. I mean, it's all the same shit. Are you good at what you're doing? You got to figure it out. I think I'm a little calmer at home. When you're at home, you have a chance to like do it once or twice and get the vibe of it, and then lay one down.
And that increases chances too when you're calm and you don't have anxiety for what you're reading.
Yeah, well, it's, you never give your power away anyway. That I mean, I saw an interview with Michael Keaton who said, I changed my whole attitude on auditioning. Is like that's the job. I get an opportunity to go work today. I get to go show up here and do 20 minutes and try to get on a fucking TV show. And if you go at it like that, then you go, yeah, that actually makes sense. That's the job. The job is to try to get another job. I mean, that's your job constantly, even in stand-up. You got to get another job. You get the job, you work there a week, you got to get another job. So, yeah, it's all groovy.
Victor, you have a question for the great Jimmy Shubert?
I do. Jimmy, I didn't want to interrupt because obviously there's a lot of brilliance that you shared, but there's this one thing that like sticking out because you have hours and hours and hours of materials from all the years of doing stand-up. Now, I recently did my first hour, like my first headlining hour. And I was wondering, is there a process that you have to writing an hour? Because if you have multiple hours, I mean, do you just break them up in chunks of 15 or like what's?
Well, no, I start with the theme of the hour. So what like let's say the theme is walking through a minefield in clown shoes, which is a lot like what's doing stand-ups like today, is like walking through a minefield with clown shoes because people get so offended. I mean, I think that's a great concept for a fucking album. I think so I theme like this hour and I try to come up with bits that fit into that similar theme. So the material is all different, but it fits in to this general idea that how much like dumb stuff do we need? I mean, you go to the automatic toilets, and there's a thing called the hamburger press. We're such gadget, like everybody needs a gadget for something. It's the hamburger press, it just presses out hamburgers. I mean, to roll a hamburger, you just kind of roll it in a ball and then you flatten it and you got a hamburger. Do I really need a machine to teach me how to make the perfect hamburger? So I just start with a theme or some stuff, and I try to that fits or that. So it just it's like seamless, like the hour is seamless. Like it just seems like a 1 hour conversation or a one-way conversation with an audience. It's a 1 hour soliloquy of me going for these topics that are all kind of similar and and from there it's easier to assemble. And then I start from the inside out. I take the new bits and I put them in the middle of my act. And as I've developed them and as they expand, I let it take over the hour. Okay. So I'll still do some of you got to finish strong and start strong. You got to start strong and finish strong. And so, but in the middle, I can do what I want and let these other bits develop and then take over the act, and let it kind of overrun the act. And then you got a new hour. And that way you can still make a living. I mean, doing it because you still got to go do a show. But we're going to replace really funny bits in your act with a bit that's just equally as funny. It's just a new bit, and kind of develop it and get it so it's,
Do you ever open with a brand new joke that you are
yeah. I love that. I love it. When I was doing Last Comic Standing, I'm on national TV and I did a brand new bit about getting dumped via text message. Yeah, I never did it before. I'd done it in a couple of like warming up to. There was a new piece of comedy. I worked on it for a little bit, and then we taped Last Comic Standing, and the whole bit was getting dumped via text message.
Yeah,
and it fucking killed. But I mean, that was the night I got voted off. But I wasn't going deep into the competition anyway. They weren't looking for the funniest people. It was just all, they call it Last Comic Standing, but it's all, it's a reality show. It's a big fucking hand job.
Who won that year? Was it Redman?
Rodman.
Yeah.
Rodman, yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you about Don't Suck. I don't know if you could talk about that yet, but
well, it's a movie about the stand-up scene in Las Vegas.
Right.
And it's something that the comedians say to each other before they go on stage. They go, like, hey, by the way, don't suck. Right?
Yeah.
And what happens is one of the fucking open mic guys is this guy. He's very Matt Rife plays him. Matt's a very good-looking kid. He looks like a fucking vampire, and so he does this. No, but it's funny because you think it's a movie about stand-up comedy and you realize that the guy is a real fucking vampire. They catch him shooting up in the bathroom. He's shooting up blood. And he tells the guy, he goes, no, it's not heroin. He goes, I have a blood disorder. And then he fucking reveals to Jamie Kennedy, who plays the fucking lead. He goes, I'm a fucking vampire. And the fucking light fucking comes up off his thing and the teeth come in. And he's like, get the fuck out. You're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. And at some point during this fucking tour, Jamie says, just go do what the fuck you want to be. And so the guy's getting heckled and he poof disappears from stage. And then he reappears right in front of the guy's face, scares the fuck out of him, and then turns into a fucking bat, flies around the room and reappears in front of the microphone. Someone's videotaping that. It goes viral. The fucking rest of the tour is sold out because the guy's a real fucking vampire. And at the end of the movie, Jamie, I don't want to give it away, but it actually turns into, it starts, but what a great, I mean, you talk about if you were a vampire, what a great way to hide out in plain sight because you work at night, you know what I mean? You sleep all day, you work at night. And so, but it's a great fucking movie with a great cast. Ellen Homa's in it. The director was great. It's written by Rick D'Elia. Russell Peters is in it. It's a killer fucking movie. And I can't wait for it to come out. And the other one is the other movie that's coming out it's called Puppy Love with Sean Hopper Penn, Michael Madsen, Roseanne Arquette. I got a nice little part in that. directed by Michael Maxis. And I'm getting ready to do I'm flying to LA on Sunday to do I work 2 days on the film in LA, and then we go to Detroit for 3 days in November to work on this film, working with Brian Callen, Kevin Mack, Eric Griffin. It's
Yeah.
another film. So I'm very fortunate, lucky that I get to continue to pursue my career and continue to work. And so
So I just have two more questions because I want to respect your time. But I wanted to ask: is it easier for you when you're acting to work with other stand-up comedians or actors?
It depends on the actor. It depends on the comedian. Obviously, you want people like, I'm working with Callen and Eric Griffith. Obviously, these guys are great actors. They've been on shows. They're both great fucking stand-ups. So yeah, it's going to be a fucking fun little fucking hang. And so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, it's easy. I mean, it's better when you have a relationship like off screen, because that transfers onto film. Like, if you're supposed to know each other for like 20 years and you know each other for 20 years, that's easy to play. It's easy, it's not a big jump. And I play a comedian in it, so it's not. But yeah, as opposed to Don't Suck, where I play a comedy manager.
Yeah. Well, did you do any research to be a comedy manager, or did you just take stuff that you've learned?
No, I've had my fair share of yeah, I've had my fair share of incompetent boobs that represented me.
But no, my last question for you is when you hit the road, what's one city that you just love performing at, where like
Chicago. Chicago I love. I like Phoenix a lot. West Palm Beach, great, just great audiences. I mean, I just like an audience that gets what you do, the smart audiences. I'm not a big fan of, like, younger audiences are tougher because they just don't have any point of reference.
Right.
I don't know what, they don't have any point of history reference. They stare at their phones. I'd rather entertain like people that are like between just say 30 and 60, because those people have a point of reference with history, and so, especially because, I'd like to work at the top of my intelligence. And so I like to word things. I know sometimes, like that yogurt bit, that I do, and people can see it online if they go Jimmy Shubert yogurt bit, but it's really a smart bit about the yogurt. I'm kind of doing geopolitical implications of Greece inside a yogurt bit. You know what I mean? You want to get your unemployment rate below 87% before you worry about the amount of probiotics in my lower GI. The Greek yogurt. What's so great about Greek yogurt? What's in that little plastic container? Was it ouzo and milk and a didactic lecture on the perils of an unintellectualized democracy? Finally, a yogurt with Aristotelian ideas. I just like the wording on it. I like that, so some people are going to laugh at that and get it, and other people are not going to get it. Means Greece is the fucking birthplace of democracy. I mean, that's where democracy started, in Greece. So, but God forbid anybody fucking reads a history book these days.
I agree with you. I feel like people under 30, their humor, they like more YouTube humor, which I'm not a big fan of. You know what I mean? Well,
it's dumb. It's dumb humor. I like people to work. I worked on top of my intelligence, so you're gonna have to work a little bit to get the joke and put it together in your fucking head a little bit. I mean, that's what makes it fun. I mean, I'm not gonna spoon feed it to you fucking people. Act like it's like these. I saw a kid the other day going down the fucking street on a hoverboard. I just watched this fucking kid just leaning his way down the street. I go, really? Is the left, right, left, right, left, right? Is the moving your own body weight around the planet too much for you? Huh? You're just gonna get on a little board and just gonna lean your way around the planet? I mean, so silly.
Well, Jimmy, where can the folks at home follow and support you at?
Well, you go to jimmyshubert.com. It's my website. I got upcoming shows. I'm going to be in St. Louis, November 10th to 13th. Then we go to Detroit, finish filming the movie. Then I'm going to be in Reno. Then I go to Las Vegas. I go to the Tropicana Thanksgiving week. I'm in Las Vegas at the Laugh Factory. And the week after that, I'm at Brad Garrett's joint at the MGM. And then, and then that's it. I'm still working on, I got some other dates coming up, but that'll start them. They can go to my website. They can follow me on social media. It's Jimmy Shubert at Instagram, and Shubert spelled Shubert, like the theater, Jimmy Shubert. And Facebook fan page is Jimmy Shubert Comedian. So they can follow me on Facebook. And
Yeah.
I always put up my dates. I always put up comedy clips. So people just try to give people something to look forward to.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
Jimmy,
in a world where, people want to rob your joy all the time, I'm a first responder.
That's awesome.
well, Jimmy, thank you so much for rifting with us, and it was fun, man.
Hey, great job this weekend. Great shows. Thanks for inviting me on, man. Good talking to your listeners. Hopefully I won't get canceled. That's all I hear when anyone goes, hey, you want to do a podcast? We go, hey, you want to get canceled for something you said 10 years ago? That's what I think of podcasts. But listen, guys, thank you for your time. Thanks for having me on. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for your time, sir. And you have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
Jimmy.
Bye.
All right, and that was where. Oh, he left.
That was with the amazing Jimmy Shubert, everybody.
That was with Jimmy Shubert. I thought he was going to stay till the closing remarks, and then he's like 45 minutes. Boom.
Yeah. Well, technically 42, but okay. I'm gonna stop this, but we're gonna still stay on so we could do the opening remarks or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me. Okay,
we didn't do those yet.
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.